Hello, all right, and welcome to our P3 Maths class. Okay, so for today's lesson, angles will only be one lesson, okay? So today we'll cover everything that we need to know about angles. So we're going to understand what an angle is, we are going to learn how to identify angles, and then we are going to compare angles, okay? So it is relatively easy, okay? All right, so the first thing, what is an angle? Do you guys want to give it a try? What is an angle? What do you think an angle is? I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard of the word angle, okay? Gavin is giving me the units. What is an angle? Two straight lines that meet, like a square. Kiara says like a square. Can you be a little bit more specific? When two lines meet, okay? Now, more specifically, when two lines meet at a point, okay? At a point. So let's take a look over here. An angle is formed when two lines meet at a point, okay? So for example, if I have, this is a straight line, for example, my palm is a straight line, I have another palm, the other hand over here, and they are going to meet, okay? So where is the angle, where is the angle? Where is the angle? It will be where the two lines meet, which is at the base of my palm over here, okay? So let's take a look at a little animation. Okay, you have a point. There is a point over here, okay, and this is one line, and this is another line. So what we're talking about angle is just this red color part. Can you guys see? All right, this red color part. So this part over here refers to an angle. It's just how far, basically how far these two lines are from each other when they are meeting at a point. Okay, at a point. So the line can meet at a small angle, it can meet at a wider angle, okay? It can go almost to a straight line. It can go bigger and bigger and bigger. So it depends on how far one line is from the other. Okay, so instead of like using your ruler to measure like the distance, oh, this is maybe 1 cm apart, we are going to use degree as a unit. Instead of cm, we are going to use degree as a unit, okay? But for now, you don't really need to measure the angle yet. All you need to do is remember an angle is formed when two lines meet at a point. So rather, if there is a corner, a sharp corner, okay, we can say that there's an angle between these two lines, okay? It cannot be a circle. It has to be straight lines. It has to be straight lines, okay? So it is a measurement of how far one line is from another at a point. So imagine my hand again, okay? So over here we have a small angle, correct? And then it's going to go bigger. And then it's going to go bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So can you understand what's an angle? An angle just refers to how far these two lines are apart from one another. Okay? All right? Yes. Okay, excellent job. Now, so let's try this one over here, okay? Let's try this one over here. Look at the figure below. How many angles are there inside the figure? So basically, let me help you out with one first, okay? All you need to do is to find two straight lines that meet at a point, or rather, once you have a corner, you can say this is one angle, this is another angle. So long as you have two straight lines meeting at a point, you can consider it to be an angle itself. Okay, are you guys ready? I'm going to launch the options. Okay, you have, hold on. Let me choose the correct question. You have 1 minute. So for those of you who need a little bit of time to count, you have 1 minute. Okay, options launching in 3, 2, 1. Hello, hi guys. Again, for those of you who are experiencing any technical difficulties, please kindly rejoin the lesson. Yeah. Okay, I see answers coming in. A lot of you got the correct answer. Excellent job. There's a lot of different angles. Yes. Okay, Manuela, we will go through that in a bit. So now I just need you to identify how many angles are there in this figure. Okay, how many angles are there in this figure? Don't It's okay. Do you know where you went wrong, or are you still not very sure? I'm going to go through in a bit. Okay, I'm going to go through in a bit. Yes, this is a 5 bubble question because it's relatively easy. Excellent job for those of you who got it correct. You still have about 15 more seconds. For those of you who have not keyed in your answer yet, please kindly do so. Quick, quick. Hello. It's okay. 5 more seconds. Okay. Inside. There, over here. Inside the figure. How many angles are there inside the figure? Okay, majority of you got the correct answer. A lot of you gave me option number 3. So let's count it together. Okay, let's count it together. So, so this one we mentioned is equals to 1 angle, right? Because we have this line and this line. They are a distance apart from one another from a point over here. Okay, next we have this is another angle, correct? This is another angle. So we have 3. We have 4 and we have 5. I think majority of you stop over here. But we actually have the 6th angle. Do you know where is it? Where is the 6th angle? Where is the 6th angle? Now, Phoebe, the question is only asking for angles inside the figure. There, it's there. You guys cannot. Near the corner is actually this one over here. Okay? Is actually this one over here. So basically, if you guys notice, okay, let me draw it for you. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you guys notice something? The number of angles is actually equals to the number of corners or the number of points in the figure. Okay, so number of angles is equals to the number of corners. Can you guys see that? Number of side also, you can use that, okay? But more specifically, because the definition of the angle is how far one line is from the other at a point. So you should be identifying the points. Okay, you should be identifying the points. So let me take on this one. So your answer should be option number 2. So you guys get the idea already. Shall we try one more question? Let's try one more question, okay? So hopefully all of you are able to get this question correct. Now, how many angles are there inside the figure? I want it inside, okay? Not outside, inside. Are you guys ready? I'm going to launch the options already, okay? Options launching in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. You have 1 minute, so you have more than enough time to count. Ryan Wong, are you able to access the bubbles? Fu Chang also, are you able to access the bubbles? If you are not, I need you to join in by the Geniebook app or by geniebook.com. Okay, if you're using your iPad, you have to join in by the Geniebook app itself. Okay, so do download the app and attend the online lessons through the app. Ryan Wong as well, okay? Hello. I see a lot more of you are getting the correct answer. Excellent job. Well done. This shape looks like looks like Batman, huh? Looks like a cat also, doesn't it? Okay, you have about 15 more seconds. For those of you who have not keen your answer, please kindly do so. Well done to those of you who got it correct. Excellent job. That looks like a cat, right? All right, time is up. So let's take a look over here. And so proud of you guys. So many of you got this correct. Some of you are giving me option number 3 as well. So I think you missed out 2 of the main angles like what we did just now. Okay, so let's take a look together. Okay, we're going to count the angles together. So basically the number of points or the number of sharp corners will determine the number of angles. So let's take a look. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is there anything else I'm missing? Yes. How many more am I missing? How many more am I? Two more. Excellent job. We have this one because this is a straight line. This is also a straight line and they meet at a point. Okay. And then of course we have another one over here. So all together, again, one more time. Okay, all together we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So all together I actually have 8 angles and 8 points. Okay, so just a general rule for you guys to remember, the number of points coincides together with the number of angles. All right, just to double check. Are you guys okay? Everybody can follow? Saying I'm going to get to that in about 30 more seconds once everybody can follow. Yes, so easy. Okay, so now that we know angle is how far two lines are from each other when they meet at a point, there are certain names to the different types of angles, okay? So now we are going to learn how to identify angle. So just now what we've covered is how to understand, is understanding what an angle is. All right, a lot of you already know what is a right angle, correct? Yeah, so let's take a look at identifying angles. Okay, identifying angles. There are 3 main types of angles I need you guys to remember at P3 level, okay? 3 main types of angles. Now, the first one, we call it is acute angle. Acute angle is actually less than 90 degrees. How do you remember? Acute is small. It's like acute, so cute. Small, small. You always say something that is small. It's cute, right? Like a puppy, it's cute. Okay, so acute angle is a small angle. So what is defined as a small angle? It would be an angle, any angle that is less than 90 degrees. 45 degrees is considered to be an acute angle. 30 degrees is considered to be an acute angle. Anything less than 90 degrees, even 89 degrees is also considered to be acute angle. Acute, okay? Please don't just spell C-U-T-E, okay? It's acute angle. You have to put the letter A in front of it as well, not just cute, okay? Acute angle. Okay. Make sure you guys get the spelling correct, okay? Make sure you guys get the spelling correct. Now, after acute angle, so now the angle is going to extend further. Okay, it's going to extend further. This is what we call a right angle. A right angle is exactly 90 degrees. So it will meet at a sharp corner over here, okay? All right. It's a perfect letter L. It's a perfect letter L. So can you guys give me an example of any shape that you know that has a right angle inside? Any shape that you guys know? A square. Excellent job. A square and a rectangle. These are 2 special shapes that's made up of 4 right angles. Okay, it has to be a perfect L shape. A completely vertical line, meaning a completely horizontal line at a point, is what we call a right angle. Does a triangle have a right angle? Does a triangle have a right angle? What do you guys think? Some of you say no, some of you say yes. It depends on the name of the triangle. If it's called a right angle triangle, okay, right angle triangle means that it has a right angle and then it's going to meet here. So this part here is a right angle, okay? But of course, we can have other types of triangles like that. What do you think? If I have a triangle like this, do I have any right angle in the figure? No, all the angles are actually less than 90 degrees. They are acute angles. Okay, so it has to, you have to see the triangle itself. Okay, you have to learn the names of the triangle. This one with a right angle in the triangle is called a right angle triangle. Okay, yes, you must have a perfect letter L. Okay, now we have acute angle, we have a right angle. What if the angle is more than 90 degrees? Thank you very much, Jingyan. That is correct. Thank you very much, Joyce. Yes, so let's go on a little bit further. We are going to extend the line a little bit further. Ta-da! This is an obtuse angle. Please learn the spelling, okay? obtuse, obtuse angle. Then you can do so. You can also take a screenshot, or there will be a recorded lesson. You can also go back to the recording itself, okay? All right, so yes, but I will pause for a bit if you need to write down any notes over here. Obtuse angle are angles that are greater than 90 degrees, but smaller than 180 degrees. 180 degrees. Okay? So if it's 91 degrees, it's considered to be an obtuse angle. If it is 100 degrees, it's considered to be an obtuse angle. If it's 179 degrees, it's also considered to be an obtuse angle. All right. Yes, Belle, that's how I used to remember as well. Okay. Yes, Tingran, a cute angle is like a little cute angle, right? So it's like small angle, small. Okay. And then, of course, ultimately, we have a straight line. A straight line is exactly 180 degrees. Anybody know why is it 180 degrees? Anybody knows? Why is it 180 degrees? No? Okay, because we already mentioned, right? Let me use a ruler, okay? Let me change this and you guys can see what I'm doing to the over here. Oops. Oh, one more time, one more time. Let me do this one. Okay, over here. So if I were to draw the line down, there we go. Okay. Now we know that this one is 90 degrees. Correct? The other side is also 90 degrees. What is 90 plus 90? What is 90 plus 90? 180, right? So a straight line is actually made up of two right angles, right? Two right angles. So if a right angle is 90 degrees, a straight line is 180 degrees, 180 degrees. Thank you very much, Benis. That is correct, but we will cover that in the next lesson. Okay? All right. So there are three types of main angles that I need you guys to remember the name. Okay? Acute angle, a right angle, and an obtuse angle. All right, if you want to know the measurement, a right angle is 90 degrees, a straight line is 180 degrees. So some of you are asking, what happens if the line is more than 180 degrees? What if it's 181 degrees? How about that? We do have a name, but it's not, you don't need to know at P3 level, okay? If an angle is actually wider than a straight line, we call it a reflex angle. We call it a reflex angle, okay? But it's not listed over here because it's not needed in P3 level, okay? All right, so at your level, at P3, three types of angles you need to know: acute angle, right angle, and obtuse angle, okay? Yes, and then 360, because if the top part is 180, if you want to go one round, this is also 90, this is also 90. If you want to make one complete circle, it's actually 360 degrees. Let's make one complete circle, okay? But we don't need to know that just yet. All I need you guys to remember are the three main angles. Okay, one more time. Acute angle, right angle, and obtuse angle. Are you guys familiar with that already? Can I give you a bubble question? Not too sure. Okay, never mind. We're going to go through one question together before I give you your bubble question. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. This is not a bubble question. Okay, I'm going to go through together with you. Look at the figure below. Can you tell me which angles A, B, C, and D are acute angles? Acute angles. Acute angles are angles that are less than 90 degrees. Less than 90 degrees. C and D? A and B, A and B. So basically it should be this angle and this angle. Okay. Now, anybody find it a little bit hard to understand or a little bit hard to identify what is an acute angle, or how do you actually identify an acute angle and an obtuse angle and a right angle? Okay, for those of you who have a little bit of difficulty, what I need you to do is to take out your ruler. Your ruler has to be a perfect rectangle, right? Okay, a perfect rectangle. So let's take a look over here. Pretend that, hey, this is my ruler. Pretend that this is my ruler. Okay. Okay, let me explain that in a bit. Okay, Joy, let me explain that in a bit. Now, your ruler is a perfect rectangle, meaning to say that all corners has to be 90 degrees. Okay, all corners over here has to be a right angle. Can you guys understand? All of it has to be a right angle, right? Because we already mentioned a square and a rectangle. The four corners of the square and a rectangle are made of right angles. Okay? Now, using your ruler, an acute angle has to be less than 90 degrees, while an obtuse angle has to be wider than 90 degrees. So what happens is, what I need you to do is to bring your ruler to like point A over here. Make sure that your corner, make sure the corner of the one side of the ruler is meeting one side of your, is meeting the point or the intersection between these two lines, okay? And your base is aligned to one of the lines. Okay, so let me show you. Depending, this is your ruler. I'm going to tilt it such that it is something like that. Can you guys see? Okay, so the base of the ruler must touch the line. You must align it to one of the lines. Then, what do you notice? You notice that the other line goes into the ruler. It goes into the ruler, meaning to say that this angle is smaller than 90 degrees. Can you guys see that? It is smaller than 90 degrees. So in your exam, you can use a ruler. If you want, I advise you to get a transparent ruler so that you can see the lines, okay? So to identify whether it's an acute angle, a right angle, or an obtuse angle, use your ruler, use the corner of the ruler, and then align it to the intersection of the two lines, and then you're going to see, oh, this line is along the base, but this line for angle A is actually going into the ruler. So this is actually an acute angle because it is less than 90 degrees. Now let's take a look at angle B just to confirm. Okay, let's take a look at angle B. So I'm going to put my, this one, this corner of the ruler over here, align it to this point of angle B. Okay, so I'm going to bring it here. Perfect. Okay, and then what do you notice? You notice that the other line, which is this line over here, it goes into the ruler. It goes into the ruler. So this one is less than 90 degrees. Okay, how do you identify it's an obtuse angle then? Okay, let's take a look at angle C. Okay, let's take a look at angle C. I'm going to bring this down to angle C. I'm going to make this corner, align it together with the intersection of the two lines. Okay, intersection of the two lines, and make sure the base is aligned to one of the line. Okay, so let's take a look over here. I'm going to bring this here. I cannot do my measurement right here at the moment because it's not aligned to the base. So I'm going to shift my ruler such that it is along the line, something like that. Bring it to the corner. Then what do you notice about the other line? What do you notice about the other line? This line that forms angle C is actually outside of the ruler. Yes, this line is actually outside of the ruler. So if this part here is 90 degrees, because this is your ruler, if I were to draw it for you guys, okay, this part here is 90 degrees, you notice that angle C is actually wider than 90 degrees. Can you guys understand? So this is how you can use your ruler to identify the angles, whether it is an acute angle, whether it's a right angle, or whether it's an obtuse angle, okay? You have to see the other line. If it goes inside the ruler, it's an acute angle because it's less than 90 degrees. If it goes out away from the ruler, outside of the ruler, then it is more than 90 degrees, means it is an obtuse angle, okay? All right, so now some of you are asking me what is LA and LB. This is not L, but this is rather the angle symbol. Okay, so this is angle A and angle B. This is something that you guys will see a lot in the questions. Okay, a lot in questions. This is angle A and angle B. It's a symbol to show you the angle. Okay? Yes, the thingy is the angle symbol. Okay, guys? All right, but you guys can just type in A and B for me, will do. All right, A and B for me. Okay, any questions so far? Are you guys ready to earn some bubbles? Okay, so now the next few questions will just be identifying acute angles and obtuse angles. Yeah? Okay? Okay, so let's take a look at bubble question number 3. Which of the following angles are smaller than a right angle? So if you have your ruler, you can put your ruler onto your screen, onto this picture over here, and identify for me which two are acute angles. You have 1 minute, okay? Options launching in 3, 2, 1. Yuan Bin, technically speaking, if they are going to ask you for acute and obtuse angle, they will not give you angles that are more than 180 degrees. But you can have a question that asks you which of the following angles are more than 90 degrees. If it's a little bit vague in that sense, more than 90 degrees, you can identify angles that are more than 180 degrees. But if they specifically ask you for obtuse angle, means it has to be more than 90 but less than 180. Okay? Oh, the name itself, Yuan Bin, the name will be called reflex angle. Okay? All right, I'm going to get my ruler ready for you guys so that we can identify our angles. I launched already, so you have about 5 more seconds. Quick. If you have not keen, you say it quickly. Hello. Okay, I see majority of you got the correct answer. What if you gave me option number 1 as well? The question is asking for angles that are smaller than a right angle. Belle, you can use that if you do have it and if you know how to, okay? Smaller than a right angle. Okay, a lot of you give me A and B. So let's take a look at A and B. Okay, so this is my ruler again. The corners of my ruler form a right angle. Okay, they are perfectly they form at perfect right angle over here. Okay, so if I bring the corner to the point over here, you notice that this line is away from the point, is away from the ruler rather. Okay, if it's away from the ruler, it's actually bigger than 90 degrees. Okay, bigger than 90 degrees. Likewise for B. Let's bring it over here. Make sure I have the corner, touching the corner over here, okay? So let's bring it up over here. Ta-da! Then what do you guys notice? Also, this line here, let me see. This line here is wider, is more than 90 degrees. Okay, so A and B are actually not actually angles that are bigger than right angle. So it should not be option number 1. Let's take a look at C and D. So C is over here. You notice that the other line, it goes inside the ruler, into the ruler. If this is 90 degrees, you notice that the line actually cuts through 90 degrees. Okay, so it's actually smaller than 90 degrees. Okay, likewise for angle D. Okay, so cut through the ruler. So this part here is actually smaller than 90 degrees. So your answer should be option number 3. Okay? Everybody can understand? Okay, all right. So are you guys ready for the next question? Okay, now we are going to combine a little bit with you, okay? Let's take a look at the next question over here. Look at the figure below. Now, tell me, how many acute angles are there inside the figure? I'm not asking for how many angles are there inside the figure. I'm specifically asking how many acute angles are there inside the figure. Okay? Read the question properly. You have 1 minute to identify. Options launching in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Excellent job. Use your ruler, okay? Use your ruler to make all the points. Take your time. You still have about 30 more seconds. Take your time. I'll give you more than enough time. It's okay if you pick the correct answer. Okay, most importantly is you know where you went wrong, you understand what's going on, and then we can try again. We can try again. Well done, Joey. Where you at? It's okay. Most importantly is you know, okay? You knew it's correct. You knew the correct answer, so that's important. Okay. All right. So for those of you who got it correct, for those of you who understand, let me send you a sticker that says good job. Right angle is a perfect L, where you have a vertically straight line and a horizontal line meeting at an angle. Okay, a perfect L. So in other words, an acute angle will be a small L. Okay, a small L. A right angle, can you see? A right angle will be a perfect L, like that. Okay, a perfect L. And an obtuse angle will be wider. I cannot spread my hand too far apart. Okay, it will be wider, the wider L. Can you guys understand? Okay, so small L is acute angle, perfect L is a right angle, and anything wider would be an obtuse angle. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at this one over here. We are going to identify acute angle. So I'm going to point to the angle and you guys are going to tell me whether it's an acute angle or not. Okay, just say yes or no in the chat. All right, so number one, yes or no, is it an acute angle? Yes, excellent job. So let's identify this is an acute angle. Number two, is this an acute angle? Yes or no? Nah, no, right? Because it's wider. If I were to put my ruler, let's have my ruler with me. If I were to put my ruler here, ta-da, you notice that the other line extends away from the ruler. Okay. Number three, acute angle. Yes or no? Yes, excellent job. Okay. Number three, yes. Number four, acute angle. Yes. Okay. Yes, this is also an acute angle. Number five, acute angle. No, because this is so big. This is definitely away from the ruler. It's more than 180 degrees in fact. Okay, so the answer would be option number three. There are three acute angles in this figure. Okay, acute angle is an angle that's smaller than 90 degrees. 90 degrees would be a right angle. Yes, no, yes, yes, no. Thank you very much, Jacob. Okay, so now let's move on. Now this is acute angle, okay? So now we're going to do questions on obtuse angle. So let's take a look here. Obtuse angle. So same, so you should be able to identify for me which two angles are obtuse angle. Which two angles are obtuse angle? You guys need the ruler. Just now we already identified that A and B is actually smaller than a right angle, right? So it should be C and D. Excellent job. Okay. So it be angle C and angle D. Yeah. Okay. So let's do a double check over here. Let me shift this states on the line. There we go. Over here. So if I put this along the corner, okay, at this point over here, I notice that the other line is actually away from the ruler. So it's wider than 180 degrees, wider than 90 degrees, okay? Now, if I put the corner to angle D over here, then I realize that, hey, this line is also wider, okay? Wider than 90 degrees. So C and D are obtuse angle. All right, so I think you guys get the hang of it already. So let's take a look at bubble question number 5. Which angle is an obtuse angle? You have 1 minute to identify. There's only one obtuse angle in the figure. Options launching in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1 minute to identify. Use your ruler. Put it all 4 corners over here. Which one has lines going away from the ruler? And then that would be your obtuse angle. Easy. Now if you find it a little bit easier. Obtuse angle. Did it in just 1 second. Excellent job. Well done. Well done, Titi. Well done, Owen. Well done, Belle. Well done, Esme. Excellent job. We have about 20 more seconds. For those of you who need a little bit more time, please use your ruler to identify which of the following is an obtuse angle, and then quickly key in your answer, okay? Because you have 10 more seconds to get your bubbles. Well done, Kate. Well done, Kaylee. Well done, Isaac. Excellent job. 5 more seconds. How do you know it's a right angle? Use your ruler. If a right angle, it will fit perfectly along the edges of your ruler. Okay, it will fit perfectly along the edges of the ruler. So let's take a look together. Where is my ruler? Okay, so angle W. Let's see. To see if your ruler is broken, you might need to get another one. Okay, I think having a ruler is actually very, very useful for angles and for the next topic that we're going to go through next week as well. Okay. All right, so this one, angle W, over here, you notice that the other line ends is inside the ruler, so it's an acute angle, okay? Angle X is also an acute angle because the other line goes inside the ruler, okay? Angle, let's go to angle Z. Ta-da. Okay, something like that, okay? It's not quite perfect. Angle Z, you notice that the other line also goes into the ruler, all right? How about angle Y? Ah, there we go. All right, angle Y over here, this other line is away from the ruler. It's more than 90 degrees. So your answer should be option number 3. Okay? Everybody can follow already? Understand? Nathaniel, the L sign, it's not really an L sign, okay? If you guys are asking about this sign over here, this is an angle symbol. Angle symbol. So usually when you talk about W, it can define a point, but you're talking specifically about the angle. So we are looking at angle W, not rather the point, right? Sometimes when we draw a what do you call it, square, we can label the 4 points A, B, C, D as the 4 corners, but I want what is angle A. So usually it's a small letter A, okay, a lowercase letter with the angle sign. So specifically, they are asking me for the angle. Okay, all right, so next question over here. Look at the figure below. How many obtuse angles are there inside the figure? Okay, are you guys ready? You have 1 minute to identify. Options launching in 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Okay. Quickly. Just kidding, you still have more than 30 seconds to do so. Okay, so use your ruler to identify, put it at all the corners of the figure over here. Okay, and then identify what is, how many obtuse angles are there inside the figure. Well done, Joey. Well done, Yulia. Anna, Kirana, do you know where you went wrong? Bella, if you do not see the questions, Giselle also, you cannot see the questions. I need you to join in by the app itself. Can you kindly do so? If you're using an iPad, can you download the Geniebook app and enter? Go attend the online lessons by the app itself. Okay. All right, time's up. So let's take a look. Majority of you got the correct answer. I have quite a few of you, about the same number of people give me option number 1 and option number 4. So let's take a look together, okay? Let's take, where's my ruler over here? Okay, so I'm going to put my ruler at the side. Help me to identify, okay? All right, this point. Is it an obtuse angle? Yes or no? Obtuse angle? Yes or no? No, right? No, okay? Because if I'm going to bring this one in, you notice that, hey, this line is actually entering inside the ruler. Means it's an acute angle. It is smaller than 90 degrees. It is not an obtuse angle. So this is no. Okay, no. How about this one? Yes or no? Obtuse angle? Yes or no? Yes. Yes, excellent job. This one is definitely wider than 90 degrees. How about this one? Yes or no? Obtuse? No, this one is smaller. Okay, smaller. For those of you who cannot see, let's use our ruler. Let's change this to this direction over here. Okay, there we go. Do you notice that the other line actually enters inside the ruler? Correct? It goes inside the ruler. So this is actually an acute angle. Okay, so no. Next one. Yes or no? Obtuse? Yes or no? Yes. Excellent job, guys. Well done. Yes. And how about this one? Yes or no? Is it an obtuse angle? Yes, it is an obtuse angle. Okay. Yes, this is wider than 90 degrees. Why do I say so? Let's use our ruler to check. Ta-da! If I put it over here, you notice that this line is outside of the ruler. Yes, so in this case, we will have 3 obtuse angle in the figure. Okay. Excellent job. All right. So we have already covered acute angle, obtuse angle. What's the third angle? I ask you guys to remember. What's the third angle? I ask you guys to remember. We have acute, we have obtuse. The third one, the name, what is it? Right angle. Thank you very much, Phoebe. Thank you all of you for writing in right angle. So please help me to identify which 2 angles in this figure is a right angle. Is it A and B, B and C, C and D, D and E, A and E? A and B, excellent job, well done. So we have angle A and angle B are right angles. So some of you are asking me, how do you identify whether it's a right angle? Same thing, use your ruler, okay? Use the corners of the ruler to go to the corner, align it to the corner or the point of the angle itself, and ta-da! You see? It fits perfectly. So you can see that this line and this line fits nicely along the edges of the ruler. Means it has a right angle. So same for B. Okay. So the 2 lines also fits very nicely at the corner of the ruler. Is there anything that you guys want to check? C, D, and E? Anything you guys want to check? Whether it's a right angle? Not too sure? No? Okay. So name it for me, okay? C. Is it an acute or is it an obtuse angle then, if it's not a right angle? Hi, Zareen. Acute or obtuse? C. Angle C. Obtuse. Thank you very much, Rian. How about D? Acute or obtuse? Obtuse, Abigail. Thank you very much. Talia, thank you very much. How about E? Acute or obtuse? Obtuse. Excellent job. Thank you, Belle. Thank you, Phoebe. Oh, well done. Thank you, Venice. Yes, for those of you key in obtuse, excellent job. Okay, bubble question time. Let's take a look over here. Bubble question time. Ta-da! Which angle is the right angle you have? Let's see how long do I give you. 1 minute. Identify options starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. A mountain is obtuse. A mountain is depending on how you draw the mountain. It can be acute as well, right, Isaac? Depends on how wide you draw the mountain to be. You have about 13 more seconds. Which of the following is a right angle? Right angle, very easy, right? Right angle should be quite easy for you guys to identify. No, I'm not pressed wrongly again. It's okay, but do you know the answer? Do you know the answer? If you can't see the option, please kindly refresh again, rejoin. For those of you who are using the Zoom chat, if you don't see the options also, I need you to join by your, if you're using your iPad, join by this Geniebook app itself. If not, log into the Google, using Google Chrome, log into geniebook.com itself, okay? All right, please rejoin the lesson. All right, majority of you got the correct answer. Excellent job. Well done. So our right angle is actually angle B. So if you put this along angle B, you notice that, oh, the lines fit perfectly. The lines fit perfectly. Okay, so the answer should be angle B. So let's do a quick one. Type in for me. Angle C Acute or obtuse? Angle C, acute or obtuse? Acute or obtuse? Obtuse, excellent job. How about angle D, acute or obtuse? Acute, well then how about angle A, acute or obtuse? Obtuse. Some of you say right angle. It is actually a obtuse one. Okay, so let's take a look over here. If I put it along this line, you notice that, hey, this line is actually going away from the ruler. So it's actually an obtuse angle. Okay, obtuse. Yes, obtuse angle. Okay, all right. For those of you who have not learned this topic yet, it's okay. All right, so I already gone through with you. If you miss out the first half of it, do check the recording. Yeah, do check the recording. So let's take a look at the next one. Next question over here. How many right angles are there inside the figure? Right angle. So use your ruler to put at all corners. If it fits perfectly, it is a right angle. Okay, I'm going to launch the options in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. You have 1 minute, so we have more than enough time. So get your ruler ready and then put it at all the corners over here, and see how many right angles are there. Again, keyword here, inside the figure. Do not see outside the figure. I just want all inside the figure. Okay? Inside the figure. Well done to those of you who got it correct. Have about 20 more seconds. 20 more seconds. Well done, Anna. Aina, is it? Apologies if I mispronounce your name. Okay? Well done. Okay, so let me see which sticker should I send to you guys. Excellent job. Yeah, well done, well done, well done. So, help me to identify, okay, yes or no? Yes or no? Is this a right angle? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, so this one's a right angle. When it's a right angle, okay, I need you guys to notice that right angle, we usually draw a small little square to represent that it's a right angle. Anything else, we'll draw a curve as an angle. Okay, how about this one? Is this a right angle? Yes. Okay, so we're going to draw a square to represent this one. How about this one? Is it a right angle? No. Obtuse or acute? Obtuse or acute? Obtuse. Excellent job. How about the next one over here? Yes or no? Right angle? No. Obtuse or acute? Acute. Excellent job. How about the next one over here? Right angle? Yes or no? No. Obtuse or acute? Obtuse. Excellent job. This is obtuse. How about the last one over here? Right angle? Yes or no? Yes. Excellent job, guys. You guys are doing very well. Okay, so the answer would be option number 3. So I think all of you are very familiar with this one already, yeah? Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at the next one over here. Which of the following figures consists of only 3 right angles inside the figure? 3 right angles specifically, okay? Not just right angle, I only want 3 right angles. You have 2 minutes, okay? 2 minutes. Options launching in 3, 2, 1. I need 3 right angles inside the figure. Inside the figure. Sorry, Jamie, if my pointer is a little bit off, but I'm referring to the angles inside the figure itself, okay? I can go back to question number 8 in a bit. All right, so let's do question number 9 first. This one is worth 15 bubbles, in fact. All right, 15 bubbles. You have more than 1 minute. So you're going to use your ruler if you need to. Let me get my ruler ready. Use your ruler to put at all the corners of the figures over here and then identify how many right angles do you actually have. Yes, this is worth 15 bubbles. Okay, so I'm not just asking for which of the following figure has a right angle. The question is asking for which of the following figure has specifically 3 right angles. Zachary, I've already launched the option, so if you don't see it, you might need to rejoin the lesson, yeah? Clarice, I see you. Happy birthday to you. Yes, if you have a question, please type in the chat. Well done, Songming. Excellent job. We have about 20 more seconds, guys. So for those of you who've not keen your answer, yeah, please kindly do so. Well done, Belle. Well done, Esme. Yes, Francie, you have a question? Okay, let's take a look over here. Majority of you got the correct answer. A lot of you gave me option number 2. So let's take a look together. Okay, let's take a look together. Option number 1. Is there any right angle? Option number 1. This one over here. Is there any right angle? Yes or no? No. Yes. Some of you say yes. Some of you say no. There's actually one right angle. Okay, so if you were to actually use your ruler, this one is actually a right angle. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. So this one is actually a right angle over here. Ta-da! Okay, let me change to the pink color one. So it's a bit more obvious. How about option number 2 then? How many right angles do you see? How many right angles are there in the figure? But it doesn't have 3. Okay, so that's not the correct answer. They have 4. So let's identify, okay? You have 1, 2, 3, 4. But the question is only asking for only 3 right angles, okay? Only 3 right angles, okay? How about option number 3? How many right angles do you see inside the figure? 3, okay? You have 1, 2, 3. Now, yes, this one and this one is also a right angle, but question is asking for inside the figure. This right angle is outside the figure. This right angle is also outside the figure. So that's where it might be a little bit tricky. Okay, so read the question carefully. Only 3 right angles inside the figure. Okay, how about option number 4? How many right angles do you guys see in option number 4? 2? 1? None? We know that this one is the right angle. Okay, another one that might be a little bit tricky would be this part over here. So let's use the ruler to align it. And what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Can you see? This one is actually a little bit wider than a right angle. If you notice that this line, when it extends, you look at the end over here, it's actually away, slightly away. Yeah, so this one maybe it is like 91 degrees. Okay, so you have to align your ruler perfectly, okay, perfectly to see. So this one is actually a little bit wider than a right angle. So in option number 4, there's only one right angle. Since the question is asking for 3 right angles, the answer would be option number 3. Okay, all right. Let's do one last one over here. Bubble question number 10. Which of the following figures does not have a right angle inside the figure? No right angle inside the figure. Okay? Options launching in 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! This one may be a little bit easier, a little bit more obvious. No right angle inside the figure. Well done, Aina. Marlene, do you manage to key in the bubbles? Do you manage to get the bubbles? Well done, Belle. Well done, Phoebe. Well done, Ethan. Yes, you have identified for me what is the name of option number 1, right? Isabel cannot. You have to earn your bubbles, yeah? Okay, I want the figure that has no right angle, does not have a right angle inside the figure itself. Which of the following does not have a right angle? You have more than 1 minute, more than enough time. Yes, Belle, go ahead. Alisa, just so happens that it's a coincidence, not intentional. 40 more seconds. Okay, so for those of you who have not keyed in your answer, yes, still have a handful of you have not keyed in the answer. Yeah, please kindly do so. If you're experiencing technical difficulties, please rejoin the lesson. Okay, please rejoin the lesson. 15 more seconds. 15 more seconds. Indeed. All right, time is up. Majority of you got a correct answer. Excellent job, guys. So please help me, okay? Option number 1, is there a right angle? Yes or no? Yes. How many right angles are there? 1, okay? This part over here. So this is a triangle and it has a right angle. What is the name of this triangle called? I mentioned to you guys earlier. What is the name of this triangle called? It is a right angle triangle. Okay, there's a right angle inside the triangle, so it's called a right angle triangle. Option number 2, there's right angle, right? How many right angles are there inside the figure? There are 2. Excellent job. We have 1 and 2. Please do not consider this and this because the right angle is outside of the figure. Okay. Option number 3, are there any right angles in option number 3? None. So this would be your correct answer. Okay. How about option number 4? Just do a quick one. How many right angles are there in option number 4? Wow. Thing says 8. Excellent job. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There are 8 right angles in option number 4. Okay. So in this case, the answer is option number 3. Option number 3, okay? Just a quick recap for you guys. Okay, understanding angles, general rule, number of corners or number of points indicates the number of angles. Okay, and to identify and compare angles, acute angles are angles that are less than 90 degrees, right angles are angles that are exactly 90 degrees, and obtuse angles are angles that are greater than 90 but less than 180. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can stay back and ask. If not, then I will see you guys next week. Okay, bye.